Welcome to the Chronicles of Pipe Smoking. This is lesson 3, how to smoke your pipe. So these are the things you're going to need on how to smoke your pipe. Okay, in this lesson, we're going to be needing our pipe. In this case, it's a corn cob. You're going to be needing your lighter, your check tool tamper, pipe cleaner, and the tobacco you purchased already ready to go, and a little square of paper towel for cleaning. Okay, you can pour your tobacco out on a napkin, or you can put it right out, feed it right out of the jar. This is your bowl, and we're going to take a little pinch of tobacco, just like that, and then we're going to feed it into the bowl. And we're going to push it, wiggle it, get it into the bowl. You press it lightly with your fingers, and then we're going to get our tamper out, which is our check tool, and we're going to tamp it back down so it's nice and uniform. You don't apply too much pressure, just enough to get it almost halfway. And then we're going to do the same thing again. This is a 3-step method. Pinch, wiggle it in, get your tamper, tamp it down, clean the edges up. So that's about 80% full. And now we're going to put the top layer on, which I tend to crumble up a little bit. The smaller pieces that it is on top, the quicker and easier it will be to light. And one last tamp down. You want to go a little bit more firmly on that one. Make sure the whole pipe is pretty good. Just like that, slightly below the surface line. Slightly below it. When you light the tobacco will puff up a little bit. Okay, now we're going to be lighting the pipe. We're going to be using our Bic. Soft flame. You always want to use a soft flame because you will burn the pipe. The pipe in your mouth. Make sure the draw's good. Light the lighter. Now we're going to swirl it around, and we are actually puffing and releasing every second or so. And then this is called the char light. We're just charring the tobacco, and then we tamp it back down. That's what it looks like. There's your char. Now we're going to light it again. Same thing. Puff. Puff. Tamp it back down again. And now we're going to have our finishing light once this is tamped down properly. This is our third light. And you do a little circle motion. You can see how most of it's lit now. There's one little spot. So the tobacco is going to raise up as it gets going, and tamp it back down. You can see the spot off to the right there. Right there. It's a little not lit. And then I just hit it briefly. You want a nice good cherry on the whole surface on top of the tobacco. Okay, now we have it lit. Now is the process of sitting back and enjoying your pipe. Now, your pipe will go out from time to time if you're not paying attention to it. And talking is usually the most reason why it will go out. You want slow, steady puffs. Sip. Slow, steady. You can't wait 2-3 minutes like a cigar. Most likely it will be out. Maybe. There might be a little bit left. You can see how I stopped talking to keep this lit. So you can time it. Do a couple puffs. There's all different ways. The main thing is, like I stated earlier, do not inhale this. This is for your mouth. It's for your taste. Now what's going to happen is it might start getting light. The draw might start getting light. What happens then is you take your tamper and you tamp down just like you saw earlier. Puff. You can puff at the same time. It helps the cherry. You can see how far down we are now. Now, a bowl like this would typically take you 20 minutes. If you have the Legend, it's a hair bigger, so you might be able to get 25 minutes out of it. This particular blend sometimes is considered an aromatic. I don't really consider an aromatic, but it's very light. It's not a goopy mess. It's not some off-putting flavor that you're not going to like. This blend teaches you to sip. If you don't sip, you start really freight training, like you're sucking through a straw. It's going to let you know because you're going to feel it on your tongue. You're going to feel tingling going on. That's tongue bite. Couple quick puffs. Usually when you take the pipe out of your mouth, there's still a little bit of smoke left and you can get even more flavor. A little bit air hits it, kind of stimulates your tongue and your taste buds. It stimulates that, and you can taste different types of tobacco. Right now I'm getting a subtle sweetness out of this blend. Now say you are not paying attention to it, or you're talking, or it just goes out on its own. It happens. There's no harm of the pipe going out on its own, and you're doing a relight, and you relight it, and then tamp it back down while you're puffing. Okay, this is some moisture after been smoking a while. Some moisture built up inside the stem. You can see the little beads of water in there. Now we're going to use our pipe cleaner. You want to clean all the little fuzzies off. And the factory has all these little fuzzies on there. You want to get that off because it will come off inside the pipe. The pipe is still lit. You can see some smoke coming out. I'm just going to stick the pipe cleaner in there, try to grab some of that moisture out. Now I'll help you with your tongue bite because it's steam. Couple words of wisdom here. Never take your stem off. This is called the stem, the plastic part. Never detach that because this gets warm and the expansion rate is different. You won't get it back on. You might ruin it. That goes with briar pipes also, so we'll talk about that in future videos. Keep a slow and steady pace. It gives off a nice subtle sweetness, and it won't bite you. As soon as you start puffing a little bit more, that's why I recommended this particular blend, because it's going to zap you. It's like almost like a electric collar. You go out of bounds, you get zapped. So while you're smoking, if the taste drastically changes to something like a burnt cob, stop. Put it down. You're done. What happens is the side or inner wall caught lit, and it, you know, this is a corn cob. Corn cobs burn. So keep that in mind. Remember, everything is slow, methodical, relaxing. That's what pipe smoking is. So what we're going to do is we're going to finish all the tobacco that we bought, and then we're going to buy some more of the same tobacco, 2 to 3 times the amount that you currently bought. And we're going to stick with that one blend, and we're going to smoke it over and over and over and over, a couple times a day for a few months. Practice. This is the stage where you practice. You practice loading, you practice lighting, you practice puffing, you practice cleaning. And right now, the bowl is, you know, the burn rate is getting down there, and the pipe's kind of hot. So, you know, there's a little bit of coolness down here, or you can migrate over to the stem. Okay, this is pretty much done, the pipe at this point, and you can see how far down it is. The ash smoked all the way down. It's not completely at the bottom of the pipe, but it's further down. You just want to set your pipe down and let it cool off. And now we're going to be cleaning our pipe. It's cooled down. We're going to use our check tool, the scoop part of it, and we're going to stick the scoop inside the bowl. And we're going to kind of go around the outer edges and try to scoop all that ash out, and a little bit of non-burnt tobacco, if there is any, on the bottom. Go around with the scoop, tap gently onto an ashtray. Look down inside. Flashlight is always handy. Let's take a look. If it looks good. Next step, I usually give it a little blow. You blow into the pipe, and then you can see a couple little pieces came off onto the paper towel. And then we'll check again with the scoop, make sure there's nothing stuck to the side walls. Sometimes tobacco gets stuck to the side walls. Now we'll run our pipe cleaner through the stem, try to get all that moisture out. Go back and forth with it. Every couple bowls or so, I get the prickly ones. You're going to want to run the prickly brush pipe cleaners through, because that airway down where I'm shining down, where that stem comes in, gets clogged over time. So now we're going to take our pipe cleaner. We're going to fold it in half. And then we're going to stick that in the bowl. And we're going to rub around the edges of the bowl. This is going to get all that surface ash off of there. As you see, it's on the pipe cleaner. Now we're going to get our little paper towel square. And this bowl is tiny, so I have to use my pinky. And you stick that in a bowl, and you just rotate the pipe around. You keep the paper towel steady, rotate the pipe around. And look, we got some more. And you do this after every smoke. Now what's going to happen is this is going to, over time, there'll still be ash in there embedded on each layer, small little bit ash, and it's going to form cake. And the cake is a carbon buildup. Now you can see it's kind of burnt looking in there now. That's the first stages of forming your cake. Okay, now it's rinse and repeat over and over and over. Like I said earlier, get through the tobacco you bought at least 3 times. Buy 2 to 3 times the amount that you currently have. It's 2 ounces, or if you bought a 10, buy 3 more 10s. That's your preference, how you want to purchase your tobacco, and just keep going. Practice, 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 practice every aspect of it. Packing. Once you're done packing, check it. See if the draw is good. And what I mean by draw is sucking through the pipe. You want it to be almost halfway from whatever it is empty, whatever your pipe is empty, to completely nothing, like clogged. You want it around halfway, just below halfway, and you have good airflow through your pipe. All right. Practice makes perfect. So just keep doing it. Eventually you'll move into, you're going to want to try different tobaccos, but master this one blend, master the pipe, and you're very, very comfortable smoking. Then you can play around with other tobaccos. All right. That's all I got. When you get real good, we'll move on to lesson 4. And we'll see you at lesson 4.